Hello, my friends. It's Kristen. Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're going to watch me struggle, figure out, and finally learn how to do marbled polygel. Come along for the ride. Watch me make all the mistakes so that you don't have to. We're just going to get right into it today. I'm using these full cover nail tips from Galore & Co. And I really want to point out how they put their logo and the nail number at the, where the nail bed goes. And that honestly drives me nuts. I hate it when brands do it. Apres, Gel X is the same way. So I'm showing you that I actually went in and made the effort to actually buff out their logo and the number on the nail, the size. And this is an example of one that I buffed it out of and then did a layer of base coat, and you can see it looks just like a clear, regular nail now without any indents or anything. If I had not buffed out the logo and had just done a layer of base coat, you can still see the impression of the logo and the number. So that's why I took this extra step to do this. Oh, and I kind of forgot to mention I'm going to be doing the Lazy Girl or the Femi Beauty methods. So basically I'll be filling these nails with polygel and we're not really going to be putting too much over top of them. So it was really important that I get that logo to go away. After curing the layer of base coat, I'm going to take a second to remove the sticky layer with some rubbing alcohol. Okay, so the initial plan was to make kind of like a pale pastel cotton candy, kind of marbled, dreamy effect. And I'm going to be using mostly 2B Glam, but also a few Macart polygels. And I was thinking of it in terms of gel polish. So if you're familiar, in order to marble with gel polish, you just lay a bunch of it out on a little palette like this. Give them a little swirl, give the colors a little swirl together, and then you kind of scoop it up with your brush and apply it to the nail, and it creates this really beautiful marbling effect. Yeah, that was the plan, but you're all gonna you're gonna see what actually happened and try not to cringe at the amount of polygel that we're gonna end up wasting. So here's all my colors laid out. Isn't it so pretty? This part is so satisfying. Look. Ooh. It's so pretty. I feel like the way this looks, the way this part is blended, is how I wanted the nails to look. But polygel is really not similar to gel polish. I should have known that. It blends into each other way more than I expected it to. So as you can see, the marbled effect isn't really coming through. It actually just looks like a pale gray off-white with a little bit of glitter. I'm definitely realizing at this point that I made a mistake, but I'm not ready to give up yet. Because that was a decent amount of work, and that's a lot of fucking polygels. So I was okay, just keep going, keep patting it out, check it, let's see if it actually is gonna come through. But look, you really can't tell. Cannot tell. It's marbled, it just looks gray, so we're gonna scrap that idea entirely. I actually cured that giant lump of polygel and then looked at it a bunch because it was really pretty and then just tossed it. So my next idea is to not pre-mix the polygel. I'm just going to add little different colors in there and then pat it out and see how that works. Initially, I didn't want to do it this way because I felt like when the polygels would meet together, there would be strong lines where I wanted it to be blended instead of sectioned, you know? As I'm working like this, I do flip the nail over to check what the surface looks like all the time, and I'm feeling like there's too much of a firm demarcation line between the colors, so I'm going in with this cuticle stick and trying to blend the edges together a bit more. So after doing that, I'm going to go in and just pat it all down again. And when patting this down again, well, even just for any time you're doing this, it's important to check for bubbles on the other side. So I definitely did get some bubbles, and if that happens, just like try to pop them with your brush or grab a cuticle stick and kind of like pop the air out of them. It's super easy, you just kind of have to be on the look for it. It certainly doesn't look very impressive from this point, but once we flip it over, it does look better, and I improve my method a little bit more as we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add this nail to my finger. It's good enough. The blend is really subtle, but I can still see the colors. The polygel actually held it onto my nail really good. I'm cleaning up the edges and underneath before I hold it under the light to cure for a second. Once it's in position and everything is how I want it, I'm just going to flash cure it, but just like a little bit around the base. And then I put it into the lamp for a full cure. After the full cure, you just wipe the sticky layer off the bottom, and our nail is on. All right, let's move into the next one. Every nail turned out so different, and I'm like totally not sure if I even like this set, but I ended up wearing it for like a whole week, and so I must have liked them a little bit. But anyway, we're going to proceed with that method of just adding little bits of different colors, but instead of, patting it out first, I'm going to take a cuticle stick and kind of give these colors a little mix, and then we'll pat it out. Okay, here we go with our little swirl. It feels like this one is turning out better already. But outside of watching me struggle through this nail set, how are y'all doing? Are you doing well? Are you excited about summer? Are you inspired? Are you making anything? What other hobbies do you have outside of nails? I would love to know and get to know the people who are watching, so don't be shy. Say hi to me. I made this channel so that I could have some friends because I'm such an introvert these days. And yeah, I'm really happy that I have met some amazing people and have been just enjoying my time on YouTube and trying not to be too serious about it. I think I need to relax sometimes. I put more pressure on myself than anyone else. I think this nail turned out as one of the best ones. The blend was good, but you could still see different colors. There was a little chunk of glitter. I felt like I achieved the marble effect for that one. I did the same effect for the middle finger, but I think I blended it too much for that one. The middle finger kind of just looked a bit like a bruise to me. It's still okay though, better than that first one we did that looked like a gray alien skin color. Like, I'm definitely improving. Even though I'm taking the time to like clean up any spillage, I really don't care too much if there's polygel that squeezes out around the cuticle because it's super easy to file away. But this underside part is you can't really fix that once it's cured, so it's always good to take a second to kind of smooth out the underneath before you do a full cure. I'm doing a flash cure at the base for a couple seconds and some more product squeezed out. And luckily it's not fully cured, so I had a moment to kind of sweep out any excess. For the last two nails, the pointer and the thumb, I switch up my approach just a little bit. I'm just adding a couple of colors at a time, and I'm working in sections to prevent myself from adding too much product to the nail overall. Okay, here's how they're looking all attached. I actually love how the thumb turned out with those blue shades. I think it's so pretty. Very minimal filing is needed whenever you make nails like this, so I'm really just making sure I get any product that's squeezed out around the cuticles and making sure that like the sides are nice and crisp. Okay, filing is all done. They still look kind of dull because there's no top coat or anything yet, and they've been buffed, so they look a little muted. And I kind of had trouble like accepting this set because it wasn't exactly what I had envisioned. It looks a bit like cloudy, but not in a good way, I guess. Anyway, I'm trying to make them look a little bit more like marble by adding some glitter here and there. This glitter cube is from Aliexpress. I'll try to link it below because it's a really good product and they were really inexpensive. I bought a bunch of them, but I actually only use like 2 colors. They're so pretty. And it is drying out. The one I have is like over a year old now and it's starting to get a bit dry, but it's still usable. I'm trying to strategically place it in areas where the polygel didn't really blend together that well. Now that that part's done, and I'm really happy I did that, I feel like that glitter took them to another level, I'm going to do a layer of base gel. So this is kind of like our top coat moment because you can really see all the glitter and the details come through. I really love this part. But the reason I'm doing a layer of base coat is to kind of smooth out everything, and I usually add charms and things like that, so I'm going to do the base coat first. It really helps to adhere my charms, and then I'll do a top coat at the very end. So for this video, I actually cut out the decorating process because I was having such a hard time figuring out what to do, and I ended up not really loving it, but you guys can be the judge. And I'm wondering if I should have just left these plain and not decorated them, but like I don't know if I'm actually physically capable of like not adding charms to my nails. But I'm definitely very curious to know like if y'all like them as they are now, or if you like them better like at the reveal, which you'll see. The reveal's coming soon. We're almost at the end. Oh, look how pretty. Maybe it is coming together. I ended up using some jelly charms that I got in a recent Shein haul. It's actually my last video, so go check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, I think they're okay. And we're just going to do a top coat, and for these I did do a top coat over all the charms as well. They probably didn't need it, but I love to make everything glossy. Okay, I'm creeping in with the finished set. Honestly, I'm still not really sure how I feel about this one, but you know, not every set has to be a winner, and we had to do quite a lot of experimenting and trial and error just to get to this point. So it was a long, hard journey, but I'm thankful to have people watching and being here with me. Please let me know your thoughts down below, specifically charms or no charms. That's like the big question on my mind. And if you've stuck around to the end of this video, you're amazing. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. I hope that everyone had a good time. And if you're new here, please take a second to like and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.